Hello everyone, greetings from IBIT Robotics Club. Today I'm going to start our third tutorial. So we have talked about very basic parts like resistor, transistor, capacitor, diodes, LEDs, etc. Now we will talk about our another very basic parts we need to work when we want to work in robotics. We will need to know about these equipments very clearly. So our today's first component is infrared LED. Usually we will use this component in our sensor circuit. So from our previous tutorial we know the LED is the light emitting diode, the special diode. When it connect in a forward bias connection, it emits some lights, but today we are using, or we are talking about infrared LED. It also when connect in a forward bias connection, it emits light, but the light's wavelength is in infrared range, so you cannot see the light with our own eyes. We need some special equipment to see the lights. If we use our mobile phone in front of this LED, we can see the lights emitting from the LED. The connection of these LEDs as the general LED, the long leg is the anode, and the short leg will be cathode. That means when we need to connect this LED in forward bias, we have to connect the long leads to positive terminal and the short leads to negative terminal or load, so it will emit infrared light. Now another component is the photodiode. It's another kinds of diode as the LED. Here is the symbol of photodiode. If you see here, the arrow sign is inside of the diode, but in case of LED, the arrow sign was outside, the direction was outside of the diode, but in this case the arrow sign is inside of the diode. We will use this type diode in sensor circuit. The character of this device is when it gets the light, it gets to forward condition. When it does not have any lights, then it stay in reverse biased condition. That means no current will flow through this diode. Only when light fall on the this LED, the LED goes to in forward bias condition. Now another device is IC. The full name of the IC is integrated circuit. That means the IC is a device who gets some circuits on it. That means inside of this device there could be different circuits interconnected to each other. Different IC, different function. It depends on the number of the IC. If you observe here it's written 74HC595N. that means the number of that IC will be 74595. that means it's an serial in parallel out IC. Different number IC has different function, so no need to think about any special number. When we get any IC, we have to find out the data sheet what it does and what is the function of that IC. Now we will see the pin configuration of any IC, how we find out the number of the pin of any IC. If you observe the figure here, you can see here here is a circular point, or here half circular point here. These are called notch. That means in a physical IC we will get this. So here is the notch. You can see two type notches here. So then this pin will be number 1 pin from this figure. So after notch, the left side is number 1 pin, and the number of the pin will increase one by one, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, and after that the opposite pin of number 8 is number 9. Then it is increase as like as previous, 9 10 11 12 13 14, and the last one is 16. Here also 1 2 3 4, the opposite one is 5 6 7 8. So we can easily find out the number of the pin of any IC. When we get the physical IC, we have to find out the notch first, then we will get the number of pin. Now we get another device, that is DC motor. DC motor is a device, very small device, that converts electrical energy to mechanical energy, usually rotation. When we connect positive and negative terminal to these two leads, this motor starts to rotating, and the direction of motor rotating of this shaft of the motor depends on the connection of this terminals. If we connect positive here and negative, then maybe it could be rotating clockwise. When we inverse the connection, that means positive is here and negative is here, then it will rotate in anti-clockwise direction. So we have to think about how we control the rotation of the this type motor. Here is a circuit board that is called DC motor driver. Usually we don't need to think about the very small parts, what it is used. We have to think about the terminals. Here if we observe this board, here you can get 2 terminals, and here also 2 terminals, here and here 3 terminals. These 2 and these 2 are the motor connection. So the motor, usually this board can control 2 motors. It can drive the DC motor in forward or reverse or clockwise or anti-clockwise, anyway. and these 3 terminals are the middle one ground, and maybe left one is 12 volt and another is 5 volt. The pin name is written on the board. If we get the board and observe closely, then we will get the connector name over the board. Here we can see out 3, that means out 3 and out 4 for a motor. Here out 1 and out 2 will be another motor. We have to connect this motor to these ports. And if we observe very closely, here 4 male ports here, these are for controller. We will talk about controller later. Usually think about that, simply think that we will connect some power supply here, that means positive and negative here and positive and negative here, then this positive and negative controls this motor. The motor is connected here, will control by these two terminals, and these two terminal will control these two terminals motor. So using these four male port, we will control the motor connected this port and motor connected with this port. So that's all for today. Hope we will talk more in our next tutorial. Thank you.